Okay, in this video we're going to multiply polynomials. Remember that when we multiply polynomials, we multiply numbers to numbers and variables to variables. Alright, I have these two right here. I have two monomials. Both of them are monomials. And we are going to multiply the 3 number to number, which is 3 times 5. Alright, and so I'm going to say 3 times 5, and we're going to say that's 15. Then we're going to multiply the x to the x. Now remember, when you're multiplying variables, you really add the exponents. So both of them, even though we don't see them, there's an x to the first power and x to the first power. So that x to the first power times the other x to the first power. Remember, we add those exponents, so it's going to be x squared. Now, last but not least is the y. If you notice, I don't have a y in the first one, but I have a y in the second one. So we're just going to put down y. Now, the way I've done this is an easy way, which is really kind of nice. I've kind of really wrote it in a vertical way, so that way this is our answer. So it's 15x squared, then y. So this is our answer. Now, what happens if we have a binomial with a square? So I have a binomial with a square. Here's what a lot of kids do wrong. A lot of kids think, oh, I'll distribute the 2 to everything and get x squared plus 5 squared. Oh, and my answer will be x squared plus 25. This is wrong. This is not right. You only can distribute a power if it was inside of a parentheses and there's no plus or minus between the two. See the difference in the red one and in the black one? This is a binomial. You can't distribute the exponent like that. In this case, you can distribute the 2 to both of these, making it 5 squared x squared, which is 25x squared. Alright, you can do that, but that's because it's a monomial. You cannot do it when it's a binomial. When it's a binomial, you need to write it out twice. This is very important. This will be on the EOC. They love this question. So in this case, you're really just writing it out twice. See how I wrote it out twice? Because it's square. Now I'm going to do, we talked about the full technique and all this stuff. I just like to call it just the distributive property. So you take the first one and you multiply it to the other first one. So x times x is x squared. Then x times 5 is 5x. Then 5 times x is 5x. Then 5 times 5 is 25. Now, when I do this, I can combine my like terms. So I'm going to write it like how most of you would probably write it. You'd probably write it like this. And we really want to combine the like terms, and they're always usually in the middle. See that too right there? So really my answer is x squared plus 10x plus 25. Now, there is a method called the box method, which we've talked about, and you could do it this way as well. Watch this. Here's the box method. Okay, so x times x is x squared. X times 5x is 5x. 5 times 5 is 25. Oh, sorry, I wrote it in the wrong one. X times 5 is 5x, and then 5 times 5 is 25. And then you would combine the like terms in the middle. So again, it would be x squared plus 10x plus 25, which is exactly what we have at top. So this is our answer when we multiply the two. Don't forget, you have to write it out twice. Alright, so let's try another one. Let's say that we have this situation. We're going to distribute an x to an x, and that's going to be x squared. Then x times a negative 5 is going to be a minus 5x. then 5 times x is going to be 5x. And then 5 times a negative 5, which is going to be a negative 25. Well, again, we're going to combine our like terms in the middle. If you notice this here. All right, so we have x squared. And what? Look at this. I got a minus 5x and a plus 5x. That should equal 0. And so then our last one would be 25. So this is our answer to the one above. If you notice, they're exactly the same thing except the operations between the two. One's a plus, one's a minus, which helps cancel out the middle. That's where we get our zero pair here.